Okay. Welcome to the Earth Reverence Healing Circle from sunny Melbourne. We've now switched out of daylight saving, so we're back on Australian Eastern Standard Time here in Melbourne. So we're an hour later than we were last week, so sorry if there's any confusion there. I think I've got that the right way around. How are we doing? I've just checked, and apparently overnight we had a whole bunch of CMEs, coronal mass ejections, coming in and hitting the planet. There's been a whole lot of astro weather I don't fully understand, but whenever I read about it, it certainly lines up with a lot of what I experience. I know it's still been pretty brutal out there, the pace of change of energies hitting the planet, and Gaia herself has had somewhat of a massive upgrade as well. So when we go in and connect into her heart today, when we do our grounding, I'd like you to be mindful of the fact that she's had rather a large upgrade, like a new operating system. So when we're connecting down into her heart, it may not be where it was before. So yeah, be mindful of that. Ask your guides for assistance. Tune in and feel where she's at now, so we can connect into the highest form that the earth is in right now. Because of course, dear old Lady Gaia, going through all of this, just like the rest of us, having a massive evolution and upgrade, and that's wonderful, even though it's a little bit hard to take sometimes. So as I said, many of us still experience some pretty brutal pace of energies and things coming in, affecting our physical bodies. Other people finding, though, that there's more and more periods of flow in that and feeling a little bit more ease. Myself, I'm noticing, a bit of freedom from the really strong fatigue episodes that have been plaguing me for the last couple of years. I've been working very hard to release Epstein-Barr virus and a whole bunch of other influences and effects from my own system, and it's nice to feel that happening, feeling the result. So hang in there. It is still only partway through the massive amounts of change we're all going through, but we're going somewhere better. We really need a lot of shift on this planet, don't we? So hang in there. Really appreciate everyone doing the work. I can see so many. You can feel it week by week, the changes coming through, the threads of light that just keep altering. I'm in there a lot. I get my hands in there and move through, weaving with the strands of light and energy working through around the planet. And there's definite change week to week happening. So let's get to it. Remember to ground yourself into the new earth, connecting yourself through to source energy as well, protecting your energy and making sure you're a nice clear channel, setting intentions for, nothing difficult or outside of our intentions to be able to come into this space we've created. I've already done a massive setup, so you can feel safe connecting in here. Using the breath to ground and feel present, to breathe in light, breathe out stress, tension, any pain or discomfort you may still be holding in your physical body, any worry. Just letting the breath, we're using the breath to allow that to flow in, flow out, allowing that connection to be felt, connecting in deeply to your own heart space, letting the thoughts and ideas of the mind simply be, but we're turning our attention down inwards and towards the planet. It's always I like to close my eyes. It helps me vision a little more clearly sometimes. So feeling yourself very present, very strong, very connected, rising up or expanding outwards from your physical body so that we are more than just our human selves for these moments. Feeling, if you will, and connecting to those others standing with us in circle today, whether live or in the recording. We will still feel them here with us and feeling and acknowledging those who stand with us in circle. Our guardians, our guides, our angels and protectors, those ancient earth and elemental and fairy energies who also stand with us, those off planet. Some of the frequencies I'm not quite used to yet. We invite them in and ask for assistance to help us all sit harmoniously together at this time. Picturing the beautiful earth on which we stand or sit, and feeling deeply into all of her structures and into the crystal heart of Lady Gaia herself. And bringing forth our own unique influences and light languages and frequencies that we work with ourselves, calling in particularly perhaps the violet flame of transformation and transmutation, the blue ray of love and wisdom, emerald green ray of healing, diamond white, silver and gold rays of light, divine masculine and feminine, magenta ray, calling them through. Love the new and asking the Venusian frequencies at this time. They have a lot to lend us. They're a unique balance of masculine, feminine and neutral energies, and have a lot of higher love frequencies to lend us at this time. I'm just feeling my voice go a little multi-frequency at the moment, so apologies if it's hard to understand. Just tune into how it feels. And yes, noticing how very different this feels today, this earth we are on, and helping to acclimate and assimilate with these new frequencies and energies, the adjustments to be made within and throughout our own system, while we at the same time ask and direct our own frequencies of light and our intentions through the earth, asking for balanced and harmonized rays, frequencies, threads of light to descend throughout the planet as we send them through the ley lines, through the song lines of the earth, the places of power, along the connections provided by the network of trees, who of course have a massive communication network where they're able to feel and look after each other. And we ask for assistance to take this energy wherever it's needed, wherever it's going to do the most good today. There are many, many places on the earth, various levels in need of assistance, of extra love, of extra support, of feelings of harmony, of wisdom, of joy, of peace, particularly at this time. We ask for peace, harmony, wisdom, and love, particularly at this time, to seep throughout the very many layers of the planet, throughout all layers and types of soil, of substructure and infrastructure that make up the planet's surface, all the way down and through, below the earth and into it, her beautiful heart, into the core of the planet. At every level, both physical and energetic, for like us, the planet exists on various planes, each of them containing its own version of a nervous system, which needs easing at this time of huge and massive incoming light and change. And so we allow, as we are connected to the earth, our own nervous systems also to become attenuated, to become recalibrated, to be eased into this massive onslaught of change, and to ride and learn the currents, flow of the shifting and changing energies, and moving with them in more harmony and more ease and more flow day by day.
even as they constantly change within and around us. We do have huge amounts of support and help, assistance we can call on. To all forms of water, all the way through to from the surface to the very depths of the oceans, the rivers, lakes, puddles and dams, even the pipes and wells that send water through to our own homes. We ask it all to be cleansed and energized, for the frequency of life to be revitalized within that water, all the sources of water, even the rain that falls down upon our land. To all of the trees, the flowers, the plants, the food we eat, we send through as well. This higher vitality frequency, this vibrancy, this expanded, deeper and higher expression of life that is more, I don't have a word for it, but you feel it is more rich, it is more dense and alive with hope and possibility, and it nourishes and nurtures our cells and our systems more. To the insect, plant life, animals, birds, humans, the angels, all forms of life coexisting on this planet, those we may not yet understand or recognize or acknowledge yet. We understand and acknowledge and welcome you all now. We ask to take our place amongst our greater Earth and galactic community, to be able to stand up and be counted, have a place at the table, to have our needs and our wishes expressed, heard, understood and met, to have true freedom, to have choices, to be able to make decisions and choose from options that are of a higher vibration, that are more beneficial for us. I wish to leave far, far behind those days when so many around the earth do not have the benefit of having choices to choose from that are in any way beneficial for them. And I really celebrate moving further and further into this time where that indeed can happen, where that wave of energy becomes more widespread as it unfolds and becomes available to the many and soon to the all, so that each and every one of us has the freedom of choice before us to choose things that are for our highest good, for the betterment of humanity, for those around us that we care for those places in our hearts that we love and care for, to rejuvenate and revitalize all that makes up this beautiful, wonderful planet we find ourselves living on, that our very bodies are a part of and resonates with. And we ask for more and more people to be a little more aware day by day of the influence we have on each other, of the energy we pick up, the responsibility that we have to each other and ourselves and the earth herself, for all forms, facets and expressions of life, of sentience, even in ways we may not have previously considered, either or consideration we are still developing. We ask for this form of enlightenment, of caring, of consideration, of greater understanding, and indeed an interest in understanding all that lies within the depths of ourselves, of all those we share this planet with. and an awareness and interest in the ripples of energy that flow from each one of us, and the importance of each thought, each belief that we entertain, each action we take. Of the impact we each have, both on ourselves and each others, through our ancestral timelines, through our soul timelines and experiences, and back through into the now and out into what we perceive as our future, the ever-present now, and all the ways in which it touches all of time flowing around us, and all expressions of that time and of experience of life. And to have our senses, our eyes, our ears, our hearts, our minds, our very cellular matrix more greatly and finely attuned to all that is beneficial, benevolent, loving and kind and peaceful and joyful and playful upon this earth, and the beauty that exists everywhere, even in the apparently dense and dark experiences. It will be there. We simply may not have the awareness of it, but we must. If we desire to find it, if we choose to look for it, we can become more attenuated to it. We can indeed take part in it. And then we can share that with each breath we take, each step we take into the world. Okay, I'm feeling that sitting in my own system a lot more easily now, this new operating system, for want of a better word, this new matrix of the earth that she carries within her. And it feels a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's just sit a little bit more easefully within our own cellular matrix, a little bit more encoded for ease. Okay, so hopefully you're all feeling that as well. And we need to prepare to bring this circle to a close and gently return to our own bodies, our own place on the planet, our own time, our own present reality. Allowing your presence to descend deeply back through the heart space, deeply into your own body, feeling yourself anchored and grounded, feeling calm and present. Just take a moment when you're back to make sure you call all particles of yourself back into your own sphere and release, check and release for anything else you may have inadvertently brought with you or remained connected to. Make sure you're all clear and cleansed and feeling safe. And just double check your system and just feel through to see where things may be sitting a little differently, and just familiarize yourself with where we now sit within and upon this earth plane. And I thank you once more for all of your time. Apologize for running over time, but these things go how they go sometimes. I'm Ursula Faye. You can find me at lightworkersupport.com. I am available at these times to assist your nervous system and your system as a whole to acclimatise and be eased a little more into what's going on, so that you can more readily accept and utilise all of the new energies, so that your body can find a little bit more ease and not suffer through some of the symptoms of ascension that are going around, that many of us experience from time to time, and we can minimise their impact on your body, on your thoughts and feelings, and to make life a little easier. All communication forms and information are attached to this video, so you may look in your own time. All of the previous recordings of these circles for the last 2 years and beyond sit in a Facebook group called the Earth Reverence Healing Circle. You may at any time join that group and access any and all of the recordings at any time that feels that calls to you. Simply scroll through, find one that calls to you and listen to it, and be allowed to receive all that is contained in there. So once again, thank you all. I really appreciate your time. I feel the earth really values those of us. It's not just us. There are many, many thousands, probably millions around the earth doing things just like this every week. And together we hope to see that change that we're all working so hard for be evident in our everyday lives, so that we can all breathe a little easier, have a little more space in our lives, and most importantly, that ease, that freedom to make choices that we really want and choose for ourselves, and to be able to assist and help those around us and the planet that we care for. So take care, dear ones. I will see you again soon. Bye. Remember to love yourself and the planet. And many thanks to the One Where You Meditators movement for also hosting me on their Facebook group and YouTube channel. Many blessings.